Hello there, everybody. I'm Gary, and this is Physical Format Rock and Roll. Thank you so much for tuning in. And what I would like to talk about today is a reissue that is out from Doro Pesch. This is Love Me in Black. So the cool thing about this is that this was not originally released in America. Doro had just finished her contract with her original label, was signed to a new label, and when this one came out, they decided they didn't want to release it in America. They just didn't think it would fit well with the musical background or the musical scene, that was going on at the time. This was done in 1998. Of course, most of you would know Doro from the band Warlock in the 80s, where she first found fame. She went on to have a quite lengthy and productive solo career that is still going on today. Now, Doro is more famous over in Europe than she is here in the United States, but she still has a somewhat loyal following over here in the States. So like I said, this one was done in 1998 following her Machine to Machine album. And let me show you what this looks like. This new reissue that is available now at a pretty reasonable price. So the inside opens up and it's got lyrics and songwriting credits. There's the book back and the track listing. This is a double album, and it sounds very good. I really like the sound of it. Let me show you what the vinyl itself looks like. It has different pictures, as you can see, like the picture there on the label, and the picture on this one looks different. It's like that on the other vinyl also. And they are both white vinyl, so that's pretty cool. And then the fourth side is one of those etchings. I don't know how well that will show up, but it's etched on there, Love Me in Black. So that's kind of neat. It's three sides of music, right? And one side that is etched. So Doro, at this period, was kind of experimenting a little bit with this album. So if you are only familiar with her music from Warlock, then you might not even be aware of all the albums that she has done solo. But she's made a lot of really great albums. Now, some of these earlier ones are different than like the albums that she has been making for the past 10, 15 years. They are more, what she does now is more in the classic metal vein. Really good. I like a lot of her stuff. This is in the metal vein, but it's also adds a little more techno to it. At times there are drum machines on certain points of this album. The guitar sounds different than maybe what you're used to for some of Doro, but it's still, I think it would still make you happy to listen to this if you are a fan of Doro. Like I said, some of it is a little bit off kilter for her. I give her credit for trying to do something a little different. There are certain points on this album, I will admit, that sound a bit forced. Like maybe it doesn't sound like Doro in a way, like maybe she wasn't completely comfortable with some of the songs on here. Voice sounds great. She's known as one of the classic metal singers from Europe. She's from Germany. And just actually, Europe America, whatever, she's known as a classic metal singer. She's been around for quite a while. Uh, there are high points and some low points on this album. It's definitely typical of a Doro album in the fact that it's got the, you know, the heavy songs, the fast songs, and always some ballads. Doro always has some ballads on her albums, and sometimes those are the best songs, because I feel like artists from Europe tend to have a more dramatic sound to their music, to their vocals, and this is no exception. So it makes the ballad stand out that much more. The song Love Me in Black, even though it wasn't released over here in America, I think most Americans are still familiar with it. She's been doing it in her live shows for years. It's one of her standout tracks. I love that song, Love Me in Black. If you haven't heard that song, definitely look that one up. Check it out. It might give you an idea of this album, but I would also look up a few other songs to kind of get a feel for it, like I Don't Care, Brutal and Effective. Now, I will say the opening track, it's called Do You Like It? And to me, that seems not quite Doro-like, not necessarily just because the music is a little different, but lyrically, it's a bit on the corny side. There are times in it where it almost sounds like a Dr. Seuss type story, and you will have to listen to it to see what I mean. Like it says, it kind of tries to be more sexual, I think, than what Doro normally is in a lot of her songs. Like it always has these lines in here. Would you like it in a car? Would you like it in a bar? Would you like it on the street? Would you like it on your feet? Okay, that sounds like Dr. Seuss or something there, like in a kind of more dirty way or something. But most of the songs are not that way. Lyrically, they're better than that. And as you can see, I don't really want to pronounce that because I will screw it up probably. She always has at least one song on her albums that is in her native tongue. And I always like kind of hearing those songs. I don't, have a hard time. I know a little bit of German, but not enough to be able to translate it during a song like that. Terror Vision is a song that also appeared on her Calling the Wild album that was released I think around 2001 or something, which is a fantastic album. I love that. I pretty much love all that stuff around Doro around that time. So it has a little bit different sound to it on this than it does on that. I still really like it on here. I like a lot of this stuff, really. I don't like, she does a remake of Barracuda by Heart, and I really don't see the sense in it. I don't like the version that she does on it musically, definitely not. Vocals, not too bad. I mean, great singer, but the way she tries to change it up musically, I don't see the point in it. But overall, I was happy with this album, and I would definitely say if you're a fan of Doro or Warlock, now that this is available, readily available for you to pick up, you don't have to pay any kind of crazy import price or anything. Check it out. I think it's a nice change of pace. I don't necessarily like it as well as some of my other Doro albums, but when I'm in a mood for a little change of pace, still want to listen to Doro, this is the one I would recommend. Doro, Love Me in Black from 1998, reissued, remastered, out on the shelves right now. So, I'm Gary. This is Physical Format Rock and Roll. I am on Twitter and Facebook. Please check me out there. Leave comments after this video. I'd appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, what's holding you back? Till the next time, my friends, I will see you down the road.